All right, family. So I want to make a quick little video talking about some of the rumors that's been going around, trying to do a lot of fear mongering for those people in the spiritual community. So a lot of you guys probably hear the rumors that, in order to jump into this spiritual lifestyle, that you have to have a teacher, have a mentor, have somebody to initiate you into a spiritual path. But we are surpassing this time now where we need somebody to guide us, hold our hand, and show us the way. I get it. There's nothing wrong with having somebody to teach you and show you the way. But to say that you need somebody in order to transcend past these gateways is like absurd. Like, we're getting past this place of like religious dogma where, we feel like we have to communicate. In order for us to communicate with God, we need a human being. Why do we need a human being to channel something or get messages from something that we can easily tap into, right? We are all children of God. So that means that we have access to God just like anybody else does. So why is it that you're telling me that, we need a particular deity, or we need a particular priest or priestess or whatever in order for us to communicate with our own creator? That is absurd. This is the same indoctrination that's been passed down to enforce slavery and to enforce like a slave mentality where you're not able to freely think for yourself, and you always have this thing where you have to run to somebody else to help you, run to somebody else begging them for help, or you feel like you got to put money into somebody else's pocket to do a bad for you, put money into somebody else's pocket to do this for you. Like, you're putting yourself in a place of servitude, and that is not what this year is about. This is not what this lifestyle spirituality is about. It's not about you being up under somebody and being a student for the rest of your life. Teachers are supposed to teach students to become teachers. Like, that's the whole point of this. Like, this spiritual journey is different for everybody. What's true for me may not be true for you, and what's true for you may not be true for me. But to feel like you have to go to one particular person and say that this person's truth is the absolute truth is absurd. In the 7 Hermetic laws, we know that there's always a half truth for every truth. The only real truth is the all. And there's no human being that has the power of the all, because there's nothing outside of the all. The all is everything. We are inside of it, but the all is... Nobody is as powerful as the all. Nobody is all knowing. You feel me? Like, there's levels to this, and I just get a little irritated when people are out here like spreading these lies, trying to create a following, trying to spread lies, saying, oh, you can't do the 16 penny ritual because it's evil, or you can't do rituals without an initiation because you're going to get karma, or you can't petition these angels or these saints or these spirits because you're going to get like some bad repercussion, or you're going to welcome evil spirits into your house. Let me tell you something. There's danger in everything. There's danger in cooking. Did you know that if you go in the kitchen and try to cook something, you can actually cut yourself, you could burn yourself, you can get popped by grease. You feel me? Going outside for a walk, you can get in trouble. You can get attacked by a dog. You can get stung by a bee. You could trip and twist your ankle. You feel me? Like going camping, trying to start a fire. Fire is dangerous. You feel me? You can end up burning yourself, hurting yourself, or you could cook a nice meal. Cooking in the kitchen, it may be dangerous. You may get cut, you may get burnt, but guess what? You could feed a freaking whole family. So that's the same thing with magic. That's the same thing with the spiritual journey. You got to realize that, yeah, it may be dangerous. Everything is dangerous. Going outside is dangerous. Going to sleep is dangerous because you may not wake up. So we got to get out of this fear of, oh, danger. You got to be careful. It's fear mongering. Don't get me wrong. You're supposed to go into a craft or go into a skill or go into anything with knowledge. You feel me? If you go into the kitchen and you don't know anything about what a knife is, and you know what I'm saying, you sitting here like holding the knife backwards, of course you're going to get hurt because you don't know the basic common sense of a knife. But if you got somebody who sat here and you got the instructions, like let's say you read a cookbook, you got the recipe, you got the instruction that tells you how to hold the knife, how to do things, how to put it together, how to make the meal, then the chances of you failing is slim to none. But if you go into a craft, or you go into trying to build something or make something without any instructions, any type of knowledge of it beforehand, then you're going to make some trial and error. And that's a lot of us. A lot of us learn from trial and error. A lot of us are self-taught. But that's anything. That's any craft. That's any art that you go into. But practice makes perfect. You got to keep practicing. But don't feel like you need somebody in order for you to evolve and to tap into these higher energies. This energy is accessible to anybody. Some people are more connected because they're born with certain DNA or certain parts of their brain that's more activated than other people. And then everybody has the ability to activate this, but it's a conscious effort. But to say that nobody, like you need somebody, you need another human being in order to talk to God, that's absurd. Because you got to think about it. And through all of the sacred scriptures, they always say that God came down in the form of something and came directly to man and had a message. So if God could come down to these people, why can't God come down and talk to you? Why can't you communicate directly with God? I don't understand why you have to go through this human being in order to reach your creator. Why? Don't get me wrong, there's some people that is better channelers, better mediums, but to say that you have no way of communicating with this spirit and you have to go through a human being in order to evolve, in order to better your life, in order to, whatever, get clarity, that's absurd. I'm just over this whole thing. There's some things of I did a 16 penny ritual basically talking about you guys can do the 16 penny ritual and it's going to open up gateways and it's going to help remove debt and it's going to help bring blessings into your life. Now, a lot of people did this. You feel me? Everything is about faith and believing. And so the mind is everything. If you go into anything with this mentality of being afraid or of thinking the worst, then guess what? You're going to manifest that into your reality. That's with everything that you do, because the mind is all. All is the mental, the mind is mental, the universe is mental. The universe is mental, all is mind, right? So if that's the case, then that means that you create your world with your mind. If your mind is always negative, you're going to attract negativity. Now, if you go into something with faith, with hope, with trust, and you believe in yourself with a positive outlook in life, then the chances of positivity, the result of a positive outcome, is more favorable. But to just basically say you can't do this ritual, you're not supposed to petition this deity, you're not supposed to burn candles, you're not supposed to do tarot cards until you get initiated. I mean, that's not my truth. Like I always say, there's many truths, but that's not my truth. That's not what I teach. I teach my students that they are capable of unlocking their own powers and able to do whatever they want. When I have clients, I tell my clients, look, you can do this bath yourself. This is what you need. This is what you got to get. This is how you prepare it. This is what teachers and healers are supposed to do. This is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to help people, guide them along the way. Not to try to keep people dependent on us so that way we can continue having followers and subscribers and likes. And I mean, it's become a popularity contest with people just missing the whole point of this whole spiritual thing. A lot of us were blessed with this gift, and some of y'all are taking advantage of people. You're taking advantage of it. And guess what happens when you take advantage of that? You lose your gift. Okay? So yes, when you go into any craft, whatever you do, you're supposed to have some level of knowledge, do some studying, practice a little bit, and you get better. But don't go into something thinking that, oh, this is scary, oh, this is going to be dangerous because somebody told you that you need to be initiated, you need to have a relationship with the spirit. Yes, it does help to have a relationship with these energies, of course. Feel me? If you have a relationship with somebody in a human world, of course they're going to be more kinder to you versus somebody that's a stranger to them. That's just common sense. So that's why you build relationships. Every friendship, every relationship, everything started with a conversation. Everybody started as strangers. You feel me? And then they had to build their relationship up to get to the level that they are. Same thing with the spiritual world. You got to build relationships with your ancestors, with your higher self, with your spirit guides, with your guardians, whatever you want to call them. You got to build relationships. So anyway, I didn't want to make this video too long, but I did want to put this out, family, because I'm just noticing a lot of lies and indoctrination and the same religious dogma that's kept the people in slavery for all of these years is being repeated, but just under a different cover, a different name. Now it's just called spirituality, but it's still the religious dogma behind it. You got to free your mind. You got to start relying on people and human beings to dictate your liberation. Your freedom should not be dependent on a human being. Come on. Humans are full of folly. You cannot rely on a human being for your liberation. You're cursing yourself to do that. Stop worshiping human beings. Stop worshiping people. Take it for what it is. If they got knowledge to give you, great. If they got some guidance and mentoring to give you, great. Having a mentor, a guide, and a teacher, will it help the journey to be more easier? Yes, it will. Do you need somebody to help elevate you? No. Will the task be a little bit more difficult on your own? Maybe. But it depends on the person. Some people are better self-taught, and some people need guidance. Some people like to have that guidance along the way, and there's nothing wrong with that. Some people have spirits guiding them. Some people communicate directly with God. Some people like to communicate with a teacher because they like that to have hands-on experience, to be able to sit here and talk to a person and be like, all right, look, this is what I need help with. This is what's going on in my life. You know, I need some clarity. They need that one-to-one, and I get that. That's cool. But you don't need, you see what I'm saying? Like I want a teacher to help my journey easier, and then I need a teacher in order to help me elevate. You see the difference there? It's a spiritual journey. You came into this incarnation by yourself, so you're gonna leave also by yourself. So why do you feel like while you're here, you need another human being to help you along your journey? I get it. Everybody's here to assist you and help you because they're all reflections of yourself. But you don't need. Understand the difference between need and want. And that's all I got to say about that. So anyway, drop your comments down in the comment section. That's all I have to say about that situation, family. Don't let people fearmonger you into feeling like you need to work with, you know, a human being in order to tap into higher energies, because we're in a new age now where we're in an age of knowing, and we're no longer just following like blind sheep. You feel me? That age is over. There's a whole new generation now. New beings are coming through. Like, we're breaking chains in old indoctrinated ways. It's just, those ways is not working anymore. Like, they still trying to repeat this religious dogma and put a different mask on it. We tired of it. We tired of being controlled. We tired of being slaves. We tired of it. And we're breaking free. So anyway, drop your comments down in the comment section. Let me know what you think, family. Don't forget to subscribe and share this, because more people need to know about, like, the truth. Well, this is my truth. But, you know, more people need to not be so easily fearful and believe every little thing that, you know, a person who has certain credentials say. But anyway, always ask questions, always do your research, and always think for yourself. I'm just here to make you guys think. That's really it. Like, just learn how to think. Use your mind. Until next time, Conjure Queen signing out. Peace.